Well, good morning and welcome back to Cityline. With me, I have two individuals who are here to thrill and delight you and to tell you about an upcoming production at Tacoma Musical Playhouse. Please join me in welcoming director and choreographer Harry Turpin, and you are directing and choreographing The Music Man. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's been too long since you were on the comfy couch. Wait a minute, do you have socks we can look at?
I don't think they're terribly fancy.
They're boring.
They're
That's
boring.
okay. When you come back to accept your award next time, we'll work on the socks. You brought with you this beautiful woman, Megan Castillo, who you are playing Marion Perrault in The Music Man.
Yes.
Welcome, my dear.
Thank you for having me.
Boy, this is a role of all roles to play. We were kind of giggling before the camera and the mics came on that there are not a whole lot of roles for women. And this is one of those plays where, man, the women come out just like getting it, don't they? They really do. Harry, let's talk about this play, because this is an actor's musical. It is, I mean, it has everything in it. Romance, politics, feminism, lying, what else do I want to say? Romance, children. So all of this is for me to say to you, are you excited about directing and choreographing The Music Man? Has it been one of those plays you've always wanted?
It has. I've been in love with The Music Man since fourth grade. This was the very first show that I ever performed in. And
you were in it in fourth grade?
I was Towns Boy number 5. You know, I got to hand the newspaper right at the top of Iowa Stubborn, which was great. But I have loved this show. And really, I cut my teeth on musical theater with The Music Man, just kind of sitting there and absorbing and learning from everybody who was performing. It was a local high school. And ever since then, I knew that I needed to do the show at some particular point. And various opportunities have popped up over the years to be able to do it, but it never felt right to be able to do it for whatever reason. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to do it at Tacoma Musical Playhouse with this fantastic cast that we have. And just, I mean, everybody from the top all the way down, we've just got a fantastic group of people. Our Harold, our Marion, our teens, all of our kids, everybody. It's going to be a really great show.
So are you doing anything different with this production? Because when you have loved a play, as long as you have loved this play, you have directed and redirected it in your mind several times. Yeah,
so the approach for this particular production is, you know, you utilize the talent that you have in the room, and we have fantastic talent in our Harold Hill, who's played by Mara Bazo, and he is a song and dance man. So our Harold is singing a little bit more than most Harolds do. Oftentimes it's just sort of that speech patter thing.
Right.
But he's singing a little bit more, and we have him dancing a lot more. But in addition to that, the show was written at a time when sensitivities were not, you know, there are some problematic things in the script. And so with the permission of the rights company, we have changed the scene with the normally Indian scene that happens in right before 76 Trombones, and have put it in a patriotic tableau, which is great. And we got the permission from the company to be able to do that. So we remove any of those sort of offensive tropes that existed in the script before.
That is fantastic, because there is going to be a child in the audience in fourth grade who is seeing The Music Man for the first time. And so we have a responsibility to tell this story tenderly.
Absolutely.
Megan, what is it like to play the iconic Marion the Librarian? I mean, let's give folks some background here. I mean, Shirley Jones was the ultimate Marion the Librarian, and she was of the day. That was what you wanted to be like. So what's it like for you? Are you terrified?
It definitely brings its own challenges. I grew up with the 1962 movie, Shirley Jones, and then the Broadway recording with Barbara Cook.
Yes.
So I have those voices in my head. And so trying to respect where we've come from and what previous actors have done, and make sure that the audience is having an experience that they're bringing something new is always challenging, but respecting where we've come from. So yeah, it's definitely a dream role.
Yes.
I have to say I cried a little when I got the phone call.
And what are we looking at here? Before I ask you to give us a little Marion here, is this choreography? Yes.
Yeah, so you can see I'm up there in my red pants leading the cast through the 76 trombones as the teen ensemble, and then we've got some of the folks as we're working through Wells Fargo Wagon there, and just all of our folks. There's our dance captain Hans there, just working with our littles. We have a bunch of little kids in the show as well, and then music rehearsals as well, as everybody learned with our music director Mark Robbie.
Oh, I love that. I mean, it's a family. When you get a show, you get a family. So how many Marians tried out?
I think we had 12 to possibly close to 12 to 16 Marians that were auditioning for the show.
And why this Marian?
Well, so when we went into the callbacks, I basically said, here's the keys to the kingdom. Let's act this. Let's do this. Let's sing this out. We know these songs. We know these different things. And this is what we're looking for. We're looking for a new interpretation of this. We've all heard Till There Was You. We've all heard Good Night by
Right.
Someone. So when Megan came into the room and she sang, she understood the text. She knew exactly what it was, and took us to a different place musically that we hadn't heard yet. And it was just kind of when you know, you know.
Right.
And it was a pretty obvious choice when Megan opened her mouth to sing. So.
I love that. Well, you know, he has set you up beautifully. So I would be remiss as a journalist if I didn't ask you to sing us a little bit of one of Marian's songs.
Sure.
Okay.
A little bit of Good Night, My Someone. Good night, my someone. Good night, my love. Sleep tight, my someone. Sleep tight, my love. Our star is shining its brightest light. For good night, my love, for good night. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be. Sweet dreams to carry you close to me. I wish they may, and I wish they might. Now good night, my someone, good night.
Oh my God. Okay. Woo! Bravo, bravo, bravo. That is a very different interpretation. I had a million things going through my mind watching you sing, and how you paused and how you enunciated and stopped on certain things. I thought, why is she doing that? And does she really believe that she has a someone out there? Because Marian's older. She is what we would call back then an old maid, because she is what, in her late 20s, early 30s, and not married.
No.
Scandal, right?
Scandalous.
Yes.
And at the same time, within the play, the suffragettes are coming along. And they're looking at women going, you don't really need to be married to make a difference.
Yep.
So this musical, once again, has everything. Megan, who's playing Harold Hill, and how is that experience playing opposite him? Because you guys are a pair.
Mauro Bozo is playing Harold Hill, and it's our second production together. And he is lovely. It's just wonderful being on stage with somebody who is supportive and willing to work with the choices you make, to offer you strong choices himself. And just the professionalism has been fabulous, and the talent.
Oh, I bet.
It's always nice working with people who bring you up.
Yes. Oh, isn't it true? So speaking of people who bring you up, Harry, how big is this cast?
Well, that's an interesting question. So total in the cast, we have 39 people,
Whoa.
but 33 on stage at a time. We've double cast the little kids.
Okay.
So we have, well, technically we have 3 Winthrops, but we have 3 Winthrops, 2 Amaryllis, and then a couple of Towns kids that will
Okay.
swap in and out. We're calling them their Anvil and Button Hook casts. And to be able to give them an opportunity to be able to perform, as well as to spread the wealth around a little bit. It's a lot for
Yeah.
kids to be able to be in the
It
show
is.
the full time with 16 performances.
Yeah.
So we don't want to exhaust them. You know, we'll exhaust the adults, but we won't exhaust the kids.
but not the kids.
Yes, and give them an opportunity to be able to perform and spread the wealth around.
Will there be a live orchestra in the fashion of TMP?
There is. There's a live
Good.
orchestra. There's a total of, I believe, 11 players, including our music director who's playing piano for the production. And we have 3 trumpets, 3 trombones. We've got
76?
Yeah, close. You know, I mean, I guess it's divisible, right? But it's budget cuts or whatever. But we have a really live orchestra coming down and being able to support this fantastic cast.
Okay, so I'm envisioning, and don't say it. People walking down the aisle, da 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 da. Don't say it. Okay, so Megan, rumor is we are raising funds for a big upgrade. And Harry, how much money are we looking for?
TMP is looking to raise $125,000.
Whoa!
Yes.
Okay.
And they're taking all sorts of donations and things like that. You can do that on their website or make donations when you come to see the show.
There we go. And speaking of that, when does the production open?
The show opens July 7th. So we are
Nice.
just over a week, just one day over a week from opening this production. We're in those final throes of putting everything together.
And oh my gosh! And how can people find out about the show so they can go see it? How do they get tickets?
Absolutely, they can go to tmp.org and purchase tickets there. And there's tons of great seats. There's, like I said, 16 shows. We have matinees on Saturdays, so as well as Sundays. So there's lots of opportunities for people to be able to see the show.
This I just can't say thank you enough for bringing this to the stage, and of course thank you to John Rake and to Jeffrey also, because this is like the sound of music. It is a musical that's got legs, it's got agency, it has history, it has everything in it. And I am so excited to be there and to hear that beautiful voice come out of your throat again. What do you do during the day?
I'm a nurse.
There we go. Well, if you could sing to me, I would feel better all the time. Thank you both for being here and for all that you do for our organization and for our community. And I'll see you there. Break a leg.
Thank you.
You're welcome. When we come back, the Asia Pacific Cultural Center will be here. And yep, we're cooking. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.